Mike Mayock on Derek Carr. He says, I'm very happy with Derek Carr. What I've told everybody I've been in touch with since day I took this job is we're going to evaluate every position every year, and if we can get better, we will. Guys get tired of me saying, but that's really what I told Mark Davis before I took the job, and that's my mantra. Anyway, so a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, obviously, about Derek Carr since last season stopped, and now we're in the offseason. We have yet to hear Mike or John say Derek is their guy. So what's going on? Mike and John have been very apologetic about Derek Carr. I'm not saying they're talking bad about him. They're actually talking him up quite a bit, which they should. They're doing two things, really. It depends on what you want, how you want to look at this. For one thing, it's a business tactic. They're pricing up their goods, right? If they're looking to seek a trade, they're definitely not throwing this guy under the bus. They want to get as much as they can for him.
It's a mistake, man. If you do that.
And if not, or if they are and that falls through, I mean, you're hedging your bets as well. Derek Carr comes back next year. I think as much as Mike and John would like to upgrade this position over the offseason, I think they also see Derek Carr as a capable starter in this league, which he is. I mean, we've given him a lot of criticism here in the last season, but Derek Carr can run an offense, can manage an offense. Don't get it twisted. We said we'd be critical of Carr. Do we hate the guy? No. I mean, he's a lot better option than what we've had of late. But if he comes back into the fold next year, you don't want this guy at quarterback thinking you've been dogging me out all off season.
Well, maybe you do though.
Maybe you do,
because maybe you can manifest that into some production on the field. You can be like, okay, you guys were hating on me. You guys thought you could do better than me. Well, let me show you what I can do, right? Like that's what I'm hoping. And I said this. I put this take out there a while back. I said I want Derek Carr to fucking prove us wrong and be like, fuck you, Pillaging Podcast. Okay, like I really do want that to happen, because that just means we're getting the best possibility for this franchise, which means we don't have to move on from a quarterback, and he's successful. Okay, the only reason why we're fucking angry and why we've been critical is because we don't want to see more of the same, dog. We don't want to see more of the same. We want to see a guy that's fired up. And I've talked about his fandom for Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe. But where's that fucking Mamba mentality? Kobe would take all this fucking shit that everyone's talking and be like, okay, all right, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So I hope that's what he plans on doing. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're doing a good job handling the situation with kid gloves. They're doing their best. I mean, you're hearing one report that, he's going to be back in 2020. You're hearing other reports that he's being heavily shopped out there. You got Mike and John saying they're not shopping him. What does it all mean? I think if they got the deal that they want, they're going to pull the trigger on that. And I'm thinking they're looking for a mid to high second rounder or more. And that's a tough sell. But you also look at, what Miami trade for Rosen last year, where they trade like a second and a fifth or something like that. So, and that's Josh Rosen. So that's setting a bar there. Now, these markets fluctuate all the time, and it's a tough market this year because you have some capable quarterbacks in free agency. You have some good quarterbacks, looks like, coming out in the draft. The draft is stacked towards linebacker, wide receiver, quarterback. So it's a tough sell because there's a lot of options out there. It's not like it's a desert out there this offseason. So, that drives the stock down, as you would imagine. But I think they're just sitting and they're waiting to see what happens, to see how desperate teams get as we get closer to the draft. Who knows what it all means until, the Raiders take the field next year. So, would we be disappointed if Carr's our quarterback next season? That all depends on the play on the field. We've seen Carr be able to get it done, but we've also seen the fight just dry up inside of him, in the middle of football games. So, I'd love to see this fresh start with a reinvigorated Derek Carr. I just want to see the Raiders win football games. All I want to see.
That's it.
That's all I'm asking for.
Winning solves it all, bro. Okay?
Yeah.
Winning, you go out there, you win, you perform, you exceed expectations, and all of a sudden all the talk, all the chatter goes away. That's what we want. We want somebody that goes out there, is fucking angry, and wants to prove people wrong, and does it.
Yeah.
Follows through with it.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying is like, the only reason why we're mad is because we know you can do better.
It's even more so than that. It's even more than that. The only reason why we're fucking mad is because we care. you know what I mean? Like, honestly, Derek Carr, if we didn't like you, if we hated you, we would probably not even say anything about you.
It's true.
You know what I mean? We're fucking mad because our expectations of you were fucking way up here.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like,
and he's shown that he can be up there.
And we know, and we see that your ability, your talents are actually there and they're capable. but we get frustrated with you not using them consistently. That's the only thing we're fucking upset about.
That's true.
Let's be honest about it.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.